And welcome back to Vancouver, Canada. As the Lycans put a field goal on the board, and now it'll be up to Vancouver to try to get back into this one, now trailing by 6. But Gerald, it's only a 6-point ball game, and there's still a quarter and almost a half to go, so plenty of time left in this one.
Yeah, lots of time, a quarter and a quarter of a quarter. For them to put together something good to try and take back the lead.
Brown, out route up to the top. Oh, that one's nearly taken to the house. Oh, LA could have started putting some nails in the coffin if they had picked that one off. Mike Scott would have had nothing but green grass in front of him.
He needed all 6'2" of that frame to knock that ball down like that, because he just came out of nowhere. He had full extension, jumped up to get it, and was able to knock it down, because Brett Killian had another catch in his hands if he didn't.
3 wide receiver set for Vancouver. Brown fires over the middle. Oh, he threw it right in. Threw it right into the face mask again of Buddy Blaze. Some things will never change.
And when we had a little delay, I guess they didn't address that helmet issue for that man.
They sure didn't. Nope.
Shame on them.
They had an opportunity and they squandered it. Buddy Blaze, he could have 7 picks already. Brown, deep drop on 3rd down and 10, and fires over the right-hand side, gets it into the hands of Chris Curtis, and that's going to go for a gain of 8. It'll bring up a 4th down and 2, but it is worth noting that even though that one was not as spectacular of a play as the one that put Sully Richardson over a milestone, that catch puts Chris Curtis over 10,000 yards receiving on his career. So it'll always be remembered as the play that brought up the 4th down and 2. Punt is away by Brian Patrick. Taken back at the 30-yard line and spins his way up to the 34-yard line. And that's where LA will take back over.
And that result of that drive by Vancouver is exactly what LA wanted. It falls right into their hands on what they want to do defensively, right? I mean, they don't have the best total yards defense in the league for nothing.
That is true. Offset eye for the Lycans. Ball is handed off to Logan Jack, and Jack able to run for a gain of 10 on the play. 1st down from their own 44.
Dude, look, I said it once before. Jamarcus Candy and Vladimir Dunham are killing the left side of that defensive line. At this point, I don't know why you would run to the right side.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
Because every single time they run to that side, it's a huge gain.
Player of the game type stats so far for Logan Jack: 17 rushing attempts for 169 yards. And also adding some of the passing game, although that time he rocketed himself out of bounds, as we see a quarterback comparison. And so far, obviously, Gerald, one glaring difference: passing touchdowns.
Correct.
Otherwise, their stats were pretty similar, right? Both right around 200 yards and 2 picks. But Christian Brown has 2 touchdowns. Sully Richardson has none. But doesn't matter. Lycans are out in front. 2nd down and 9. Richardson stepping up into the pocket.
Oh my God.
Evades the first sack. Can't evade the second one. Finally a sack in this ball game. We haven't seen any up until this point. And flexing over Richardson, Gerald Giudice getting the sack. 3rd down and 16, and then he almost tripped over Richardson.
I have no idea how he avoided Papatonis at all.
Carefully. Very carefully. That's my official ruling.
Shoot, but he didn't escape Giudice.
No, 2nd sack on the season for Giudice. And now 3rd and 16. Oh, he's brought down a 2nd time. Back-to-back plays with a sack. And falling down, Cabron Womack getting his 2nd on the season.
Did Vancouver just get tired of me talking about the LA defense? They're like, well, we got a defense too. Look at this. Back-to-back sacks.
We can play defense too. Yeah, they sure can.
Man, and that Gabriel Womack is a big man. 6'7", 330? Good Lord.
That is a whole lot of defensive end. One of the buffet boys, Matt would call him. Flows down the old country. Punt taken up to the 36-yard line, and Christian Brown back out onto the field. On offense, 19 to 27, 224 yards. He's got those 2 passing touchdowns. One was the deep pass to Justice Blackwell, and the other one was the short pass to Chris Curtis. They'll be looking for another touchdown on this one to try to tie the game back up, and then an extra point can give them their lead. Brown under center on first down. Hands the ball off to Robert Redford. Redford keeps those legs churning and moves forward for 6 yards. Now over 50 on the day.
That was a really good run. He just followed his fullback. The offensive line created a hole. He just followed the fullback. I think he could have juked left instead of right and probably had a lot more room. But you can't really complain on first down getting 6 yards.
On second down, he's able to spin but can't get anything more. Looked like it might be setting up for him, but it was not to be. 3rd down and 4, no gain.
Yeah, that was good recognition by the defenders there. He spun out of one guy, but the other 2 defenders were there.
3rd down and 6 as we tick away the final seconds of the 3rd quarter. 3-receiver look for the Legion. Brown gets it into the hands of Sawyer Stern, and that also goes for no gain.
I think
0-0's on the clock.
Yeah, I think Christian Brown just he made the wrong decision on that one there to dump it off.
3 quarters in the books. 11 minutes remains here in Vancouver. The Lycans out in front, 23-17. Over the Legion, you're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. I'm Mike Daggs. He's Gerald Smith. Mark Lopez, Eddie Gage with us on stats. Cameron Irvine producing for us. Brian Patrick punting for the Legion. Everybody doing a little bit of something.
Block.
Oh, nearly blocked. Fair catch called for back at the 21-yard line by Shea Carroll. Sully Richardson leading the offense for the Lycans. Back out onto the field and, nursing a 6-point lead. Gerald, they've had a couple of opportunities. Vancouver's had a couple of opportunities to potentially reclaim that lead, and so far they haven't been able to do so. But, Logan Jack's been having a great game. Are you expecting to see a steady dose of him on this drive?
I would hope so.
Richardson under center. He does indeed hand it off to Jack, but the Vancouver defense ready for that one. Gerald Giudice with the tackle for a loss.
I don't even know.
Sack on the last possession.
I don't even know if he was blocked. He went in there so fast.
Yeah, he was in the backfield before that handoff was even done, I think. Mark Lopez on stats pointing out that LA 0 for 7 on 3rd down so far. Vancouver 1 for 9. Neither team having any luck on 3rd downs. Logan Jack having no luck on this drive either. Tackled for a loss of 2 on 1st down and no gain on 2nd down. Brings up a 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, he came up and laid the hammer down on that running back there. But this is Vancouver's opportunity right here to either punt or get a big turnover right here.
5 wide for the Lycans. Jumping catch made, but it's going to be short of the line to gain by 3 yards. 4th down and 3, and we're going to see another punt.
I think if he hits Shea Carroll in stride, I think he, you could make the case that he would have picked that up. But him having to jump slowed down his momentum and allowed Vancouver to swarm on him.
And the punt is away. Taken back at the 35-yard line. First down and 10 from the 39-yard line. Vancouver offense back out onto the field. And, Gerald, this is yet another opportunity for them to try to reclaim the lead. They've had a few. They haven't been able to get it done yet. Buddy Blaze still with all the bars on his face mask, so they'll have a chance here. Christian Brown under center hands the ball off to Redford. Redford able to break the tackle, spins again. Oh, he's past the defense. Oh, getting down past the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. It's a tie ball game.
Wow. Talk about a home run hitter right there off your first play after forcing a punt. And this could very well, pending the extra point, put them in the lead. And that's something I didn't see coming. They were holding Robert Redford in check most of the game to about 3 yards a carry until he turns. I don't even know how many tackles he broke. I didn't think he was going to get out of it.
I was counting him on the replay. It looked like it was 2 broken tackles, but then he missed a bunch too. There was a couple that tried to dive for him and just totally whipped.
The way the defensive line converged on that hold that the offensive line made, I thought it was a tackle for loss at the start.
61 yards to the house. Extra point is up and good. And another lead change. Vancouver back out in front. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect track for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Kick taken out of the end zone and up to the 23-yard line. LA now has the opportunity to try to get back out in front with 9 minutes, 17 seconds to go in the ball game. Sully Richardson, he started off slow, Gerald. He was 1 of 2 at one point late in the first quarter. Now 17 to 24, 205 yards. Still waiting to find that passing touchdown, but why bother when Logan Jack getting it done on the ground? And he fumbles the football, and it is recovered by Vancouver.
Momentum has swung in a very huge way right now for Vancouver.
Wow.
Man,
a huge run by Robert Redford, and then the fumble recovery.
He had like 3.
Defense.
Yeah, look, and it almost looked like 3 people hit him at the same time, and Drew Hamilton just went in there, punched it out, and then dropped on it. He makes another huge play.
24-3 the score in this one, and Vancouver out in front by a point and with possession of the football. Christian Brown to throw, checks it down to Robert Redford. Redford only able to gain 2. Second down and 8. Redford now with over 100 yards on the day. All purpose, he's got 112 yards through the running game, and they're 11 yards through the pass. Justice Blackwell, 5 receptions for 91 yards. Wouldn't be surprised to see him get a little bit more as well. Redford, tries to get to the outside on the right, and that one's not going to go anywhere. Third down and 10 as he loses 2.
Yeah, the LA defense is going to have to tighten up right now if they expect to hold themselves really in the game. As time starts to take it away, we got close to about a little over half of the fourth quarter left. But if Vancouver puts up a touchdown here, potentially puts them up, 8 points, and the way the momentum's swinging, it's going to be difficult for LA.
Brown finally converting a third down to Brett Killian. BK12 continuing to add on yards to his career totals.
The LA defense is going to have to find something to get the crowd out of this game right now, because they are really, really loud, and they have this ball club in Vancouver on fire right now.
Brett Killian with 87 yards on the day. He's near a milestone too, Gerald. We've been crossing milestones all game long. It's only a few yards away from 13,000. Oh, Robert Redford bobbling the ball again. We saw that happen earlier, and we thought it was going to get taken to the house. That was our first Buddy Blaze sighting where he just watched the ball fall down to the turf, and Redford bobbling that one again.
Yeah, if Redford catches that, I think he scores a touchdown. Maybe he saw the end zone. Took a peek at the end zone to see what was in front of him instead of keeping his eyes on the ball, and it just bounced off his hands.
It was only the second third down converted by either team, and both of them have been Vancouver. This one's going to be a more difficult third down to convert as we have a 3rd and 11.
That play started identical to that 61-yard run by Robert Redford. I thought that's how his 61-yard run would have ended right there at the line of scrimmage, but he took it through, but LA was able to hold him in check that time.
4 receiver set. Brown looking, firing back to the end zone, and it's tipped in, incomplete. Well covered, trying to hit Justice Blackwell, but Rochelle Colston draped all over him. 4th down and 11, and Vancouver's going to have to settle for a field goal.
She played the receiver on that one and not the ball. She laid the hit just as the ball touched his hands and broke it loose. That's a touchdown saving play right there.
Yeah, absolutely was. And that could come back big because, a touchdown with the extra point would have put them up by 8, forcing LA to get a touchdown and 2-point conversion just to tie. Now with this field goal being up and good from 33 yards out, Vancouver will be out in front with a 4-point lead. So field goal doesn't do LA a whole lot of good on this next possession as time is ticking away. There's 7 minutes, 17 seconds to go in the ball game. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but getting that touchdown on this drive could put them back out in front. We've seen many a lead change in this one, Gerald.
Yeah, Vancouver scored 10 unanswered right here. They were down 23-17, and it wasn't looking so good, right? LA had all the momentum, and then that big run by Redford. It's a one-play drive, 61 yards, and then they were able to force a fumble on the very next offensive play by LA, and they were able to get a field goal out of that. So it's definitely swinged in Vancouver's favor right now.
A lot of turnovers in this one. Not a whole lot of points off turnovers to be had. I think grand total is 6. I think there's only been the 2 field goals scored off of a turnover, but so far it is favoring Vancouver as they do have that 4-point lead. Logan Jack trying to do what he can to undo that lead, but only able to gain 7 on that. Well, I say only. It's still a heck of a run. Logan Jack now with 179 yards on the day.
Yeah, and you seen on that last drive, right? They ran right up the middle, and the ball was jorted loose. And that's not where the strength of their line is, up the middle. It's off the left side. And that's where the chunk yardage has been coming from. So if you're going to run Logan Jack, you need to run him on the left side of that offensive line.
Marcus Candy out blocking at left tackle, and Jack trying to get back inside. Not able to do it. Achilles Papatonis says, "No, sir, you will go nowhere." 3rd down and 3.
I know it's only 3rd down and 3, but I think this could very well be the biggest 3rd down for LA right now, of the game. Because if they don't convert this, they give the ball right back to Vancouver.
0 of 8 on 3rd down to this point. See what they can do on this one. Richardson gets it to Jack. Jack can't do it. 4th and 1. He's still short. They can't convert a first to save their life or possibly the game.
Barnesy made a hell of a play right there. He recognized it a little bit too late, but he had the closing speed to make sure he stopped Logan Jack before the line to gain.
Wow. I thought Jack for sure was getting that first down, Gerald. I thought there's no way his momentum was going to be stopped. Oh, look at that high snap, too. But, yeah, Barnesy had him. Punt taken back up to the 41-yard line, and Vancouver in the driver's seat now.
It's
another
3 and out.
Robert Redford. Yeah, exactly. Another quick 3 and out.
It was, man, Vancouver's got the momentum.
0 for 9 on third down. Like I mean, that's crazy. We have potential to see double-digit third down numbers with no conversion on this next LA drive. That would just be nuts. 9.9 yards on that one for Robert Redford as we see the comparison. Redford, Gerald, like you said, was held in check for much of the ball game, and now those stats, not equal, but a lot closer.
Oh yeah, he's looking pretty close to what he had, at least yards per carry, that he had last week. And it's kind of weird to even hear that Vancouver, right, being one of the worst third down defense in the league, has not allowed a third down conversion all game.
Right. I don't think they're the worst third down team in the league anymore. not after this performance. Yeah, they were 23rd in the league, allowing 58% third down conversion percentage. And, after these stats get factored in, they could be in the top 5, if not number 1. First down and 10 in LA territory. Brown under center. Redford going to keep adding on to his totals, not by much, only a gain of 1 wrapped up by a pair of Likens. Second down and 9. And, Gerald, the clock is in Vancouver's favor. Let that thing keep running as we approach 4 minutes to go. They have potential, where they are on the field, they could run this game out. There's a chance LA might never see this ball again.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see a heavy dose of Redford.
Robert Redford, 21 carries now, letting all the time tick away. Redford, carry number 22, does not go quite so well. That one goes for a loss of 3, third down and 12 inside that 4-minute mark.
Good God, that dude got in there so fast. Ace Blackwell, cool. Dude, that was quick, man.
6'4", 291-pound Ace Blackwell firing off that line. Third down and 12. Brown might need to throw this one for wide receiver set. Trips down to the bottom. He is going to throw it. Throws past the first down marker.
What
Chris
a throw.
Curtis with the sliding catch and getting the first down. 10,000 yards not enough for Chris Curtis. He's going to keep on piling them on.
I seen something in the Vancouver Legion merch store the other day and Chris Curtis' face on it that said creamed him. And I don't know. Did he cream the LA defense on that one? Maybe. I guess we'll find out in the next 2 minutes and 53 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, that was the opportunity that LA's defense had to get that ball back. Third down and 12, and they allow a conversion with less than 3 minutes to go. That hurts. Robert Redford running up the middle right into the arms of Tazzy Blackwell. She gets the tackle. Second down and 8.
And I do think they are in chance to win's range at this point. So I don't think they're going to take any chances passing the ball. I just think now that they're in field goal range, you're just going to feed Robert Redford here.
That pass to Chris Curtis, not a fancy throw, not something that's going to make a highlight reel, but Eddie Gage mentioning that best throw of the night other than that first quarter bomb, and I'd have to agree just because of what it meant for the Vancouver offense. That tackle goes for a loss of 3, third down and 11.
Now I have no idea what Vancouver's going to do because that tackle for loss just took them out of field goal range possibly.
Now we'll find out on the other side of the 2-minute warning. Third down and 11 coming up. Vancouver out in front by 4. Watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music.
This looks like a passing formation here.
Yeah, this is the same set they had on the 3rd and 12 where they threw the first down to Curtis. Can they do it again? Brown back to throw. Goes deep on the right side, and it's going to be batted away, nearly picked off. That interception would have been huge, Gerald, because I think they might still be in field goal range, not by a lot, but enough.
I don't think they're in 2 wins range here.
No.
Hacksaw was all over that pass, by the way. It's like he knew what was coming.
So on 4th down and 11, they will indeed punt. Brian Patrick back out on the field. trying to pin the Lycans deep. They figure if they're going to let them have the ball one more time, it should be a long way to go. Can they actually stop? And they can. Down at the 3. Finally, they don't run into the end zone with it. So 97 yards is what they're going to need to do with 1 minute and 48 seconds, Gerald.
You see what happens when you threaten the players with a taser?
You threaten to tase them and they learn. Well, that's also one of the starters. That was Michael Lister, one of the starting corners playing special teams. So, a little bit more skilled than, some of the backups that are out there too. So they weren't taking any chances that time. So, first down and 10 from their own 3. Richardson's going to swing it out to the left, getting it to Tommy Rahman. Rahman's going to gain 2 and gets out of bounds and stops the clock. There's the one big glaring difference again, Gerald, that O in the touchdown column. If LA is going to win, chances are that O has got to go.
And if you want to think about it too, Sully's 2 interceptions were end zone thrown interceptions that could have been field goal attempts as well.
Yeah, minimum. Yeah, absolutely. Richardson this time to Jack. Jack only able to gain a few, and it's going to be 3rd down and 4. They'll hurry back to the line. They have all 3 timeouts, but they don't want to have to use them inside their own 10. Trying to get the first down here with the clock rolling. Richardson. Pass is swatted down. A big man swat that time, Gerald. Cabron Womack, 6'7", says, nope, that passing lane is closed.
I don't even think he had to put his hand up. It might have threw it right at his face. He's so darn big.
He got that with his arm, put his big right arm up and just swatted that one right down. So 4th down and 4. This isn't necessarily ball game, but it may as well be. They need to convert here. Richardson throws into traffic, triple coverage, and it is picked off. Intercepted and going the other way. That actually cost the Legion some yards, but Major Key says, I really don't care. I want the stat, and he's got it. Interception for Major Key, his 4th on the season.
I do believe he was the first one to bat it. Then they decided to play hot potato, and he was able to come back and grab it.
Major Key with 48 interceptions on his career.
And that right there actually helps out LA a little bit instead of getting it on the 4.
Yeah, I think they might have been. Yeah, they were back all that way, aren't they? Robert Redford off tackle to the left. Going to go to the end zone. Oh, Vancouver's going to win it. Touchdown, Legion.
Yeah, and as we call that, I think he done went down the bayou with ease. Because now, Vancouver's up 2 scores. Blocking was great on the edge too. He only had to just dodge one guy, and by the time, Yosef got to him, it was too late. He had too much momentum and just carried him into the end zone.
Robert Redford starting out slow, held in check, 25 carries, 137 yards, and 2 touchdowns later. He's in the running for the player of the game, I would say. Getting that touchdown. The game's not statistically over. 3 timeouts remain for the Lycans. They could technically score, get the onside kick, etc., etc. They're down by 11, 34-23 the score now. Coverage of the SFL on Next Level Sports continues Sunday, July 31st. Viewers will see Fort Worth try their hand at the in-state rival Houston Headhunters at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time with live look-ins on Gerald Smith's Louisiana and Eddie Gage's Arizona. Next week's game just announced: Lone Star versus Mexico City Saturday and Seattle versus Baltimore Sunday. For a channel guide and more information about NXT, you can visit NLSE.com. Mark Lopez pointing out that Robert Redford rushing a story of 2 halves, 37 yards in the first half, 103 in the second half, and of course both rushing touchdowns also coming in the second half. 18-yard rushing touchdown for Redford on that last drive. And minute 11 to go now in the ball game. First down and 10 from their own 22. So better starting field position, but they need a touchdown. Field goal really doesn't do them a whole lot of good. 78 yards to go, and that pass gets them only 1 yard closer.
Yeah, and those little dump offs to Logan Jack are just not gonna do it, man. They gotta stretch the field if they want to have a chance of coming back from this.
And trying to stretch the field there, but well covered by Drew Hamilton. You know, you don't see a defensive safety in the running for player of the game a lot, but Gerald, he's been all over the field. He's made a lot of big plays, and he just swatted that one down there.
Huge plays, interception in the end zone, 2 touchdown saving tackles, a fumble recovery as well. And one thing I think we need to know too is how tough the Vancouver defense has been in the fourth quarter, only allowing 27 total yards by LA.
Fans here at Kings Coast Stadium on their feet. Out route down to the bottom. Gets them closer, but it's still going to be a 4th down and 4. Getting tackled inbounds. LA will have to burn their first time out.
I'm just amazed at, you know, Vancouver's defense and how they tightened up the fourth quarter alone. You know, like I said, 32 total yards right after that catch right there. It's pretty amazing. It tells you what, you know, how tough the defense for Vancouver's been playing this quarter.
Well, and I think Coach Hamilton may have kind of gotten on their case after these first couple of weeks as they do move the chains and go into the no huddle. But the Vancouver defense statistically in the bottom half in many categories: points allowed, passing yards allowed, total yards allowed, allowed passing touchdowns, first downs allowed, third down percent converted. I mean, the defense has been statistically not that great compared to their offense, which is top 2 in many categories. After this game, Gerald, that's going to completely flip the script. The stats are going to lean heavily in Vancouver's favor, and they're going to be one of the top teams in the league on both offense and defense.
Especially on third down.
Yeah.
LA's 0 for 11.
Yeah, because that was a 4th down that was converted. So you're right; they still haven't converted a third.
And it's kind of crazy how I pointed out how rough Vancouver has had it the first 3 weeks of the season with their third down defense.
Right.
And here they are. They show them, hey, look, hey, man, we can be one of the best, too. I mean, they haven't allowed them to convert a third down all game long.
LA top 10, and it shows they're only allowing Vancouver to convert 3 of 13. And a crazy third down game. That third down also not converted, Gerald. They're 0 for 12. Brings up another 4th down and 2. They'll have to convert this 4th to keep things going. 26 seconds to go in the ball game.
Yeah, it's been a rough fourth quarter for LA, and I do think it all started after Vancouver forced a punt. Redford takes just one play on their possession, runs it for 61, and the very next play, Los Angeles fumbles the balls and gives it right back to Vancouver.
Yeah. Big momentum swing there. Richardson does throw for a first down. They've converted multiple 4th downs, Gerald, but they can't convert a third.
Dude, they are 8. It looks like they're 12 for 12 and 4th downs, if I'm looking at the stat sheet correctly. Did they have that many 4th downs?
I don't know. The wheels have fallen off the wagon. I'm not sure. It does indeed say 12 of 12. I think Mark might have a missing formula there. Deep pass down the left-hand side. Jack Flash jumping as he does and catching that one.
Jumping Jack Flash. How about that?
Exactly. Richardson throws a wobbler. That one's caught, but they call their final timeout with 5 seconds to go. So, all right. So if they do a Hail Mary right here, well, I guess it wouldn't be a Hail Mary. Throw a touchdown, take 4. No, you only can take 3 seconds to get the touchdown. A 1 second onside kick, and then throw a Hail Mary. And they got it.
The strange thing about it is I don't know why they just didn't kick a field goal once they got in the field goal range.
Yeah, because, they'd still need the touchdown and 2-point conversion to tie, but it would have saved them some time for sure. Richardson in the gun on what could be the final play of the ball game. Looks towards the end zone, and he's almost sacked. 2 seconds to go now. He's knocked down in the backfield by Womack. He's been a wrecking ball here in the second half, Gerald. He's getting sacks, tackles for a loss, that big swat that he had.
like a fly swatter, man.
That's right. Only of footballs. Slightly larger than the average fly. Well, I don't know about the ones down in Louisiana. Yeah. You guys got some weird bugs or something. 5 wide receivers. And that is kind of the story of the ball game for Los Angeles. As the final play is a sack. Vancouver coming away with the win, 34-23 over the Lycans. Gerald went back and forth all game, but finally one team was able to get out in front and stay in front. So your final thoughts on this one?
Well, LA was able to outgain Vancouver, but them having those 2 red zone interceptions, I think, is what all said and done is what kind of was did them in this one. The Vancouver defense being able to tighten up in the fourth quarter it just blew me away. With them only allowing 73, and this was after all that yardage, right, which some people may call garbage time that they got right there toward the end. But up until late in the fourth quarter, what they had like 32 total yards allowed in the fourth quarter. So kudos to Vancouver's defense there. I mean, I know I said early on, hey, it's going to come down to what defense can put together the best game plan to make things happen, and it seems like Vancouver was able to do that. Especially in the fourth quarter, to just take over the game.
Absolutely. Los Angeles Lycans will fall to 2-2 on the season. Vancouver will improve to 3-1 out in front in the Pacific Division. Next up for the Lycans, Saturday, August 6th, they will be on the road in Charleston, heading all the way to the East Coast, taking on the Predators. Next up for Vancouver, they also hit the road. They also head to the East Coast, taking on the DC Dragons. Coming up tomorrow in the SFL, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Atlanta will visit the Lone Star State and take on the Glory. Also in that same time slot, San Diego Mavericks at Florida. At 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time, Fort Worth will visit Houston. And at 9:15, Louisiana visits Arizona. SFL action will return in Week 5 on Friday, August 5th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Denver will be in Atlanta, and Minnesota will head slightly east to the Motor City in Detroit to take on the V8s. As we wrap up the final highlights in this one, Vancouver 34-23. They are the victors. Player of the game, Gerald, could it be anybody but Robert Redford?
I think it's going to be Robert Redford, but in my book, because I'm a defensive guy, defensive coach, I personally going to give it to, Drew Hamilton. I think he changed the course of the game, throughout it. So, all the big plays he had, I think, helped out his team with the win.
5 tackles, a fumble, pass deflection, and a pick for Drew Hamilton. But Robert Redford is your player of the game. 25 attempts, 136 yards. And a pair of touchdowns. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. Final score, Vancouver 34, LA 23. For Gerald Smith, Eddie Gage, Mark Lopez, Cameron Irvine, and Matt Wilson, who will always be with me in spirit, I'm Mike Dagg saying thank you for joining us. Be kind to one another and always choose happy. We'll see you next time.